Not Nerd Podcast, Episode 300, Retrospective.
Welcome to the Not Nerd Podcast. I'm Nate Heath, and for the 300th time, we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Holy cow. I cannot believe we're like the ultimate comic book number. We're up to 300 issues
300
of our show. It's crazy. If you're a comic book collector, then you can collect our show. Does that make sense? I don't think it does.
Yeah.
However, I'm excited that you and I, friend, have been doing this show for 300 weeks.
Whew.
That is a lot of weeks.
That is a lot of weeks, and I'll tell you how old we're getting at this. I threw my back out today installing Wi-Fi equipment for a client.
Oh, man.
Don't know exactly when it happened, but I'm sure feeling it. So for you on video, which is only Dave via Zoom, if you see me not moving quite as much or wincing a little bit, that would be my lower left back.
Yikes.
Feeling wonderful this evening.
Well, since we're telling old war story injuries, I had a similar injury. I was moving the cables around behind my TV stand, and I leaned over and stood on one foot and leaned way back. It floored me. I was gone. That took months to fix, my friend. So welcome to the club is all I got to say.
Yes. Well, it is episode 300, and we bantered back and forth about what we should do, and we figured we're going to save get the listeners involved, all that stuff for our anniversaries, which happened at the beginning of January. But this 300th episode, I thought, let's have a little retrospective episode and look back over some of our key episodes in the past just to see what tech news we were talking about, what was going on in the world of tech over these long times. Now, I wanted to do episode 100, in episode 200, but if you'll remember,
I'm sure you do.
Yes, all of you do. Episode 1 was titled Define Not Nerd, where we just talked about ourselves and what we were doing. Episode 2 was titled Define Podcasting, which we talked about podcasting and some of that stuff. So it wasn't really till episode 3 that we got into the news, but episode 3 we talked about CES 2016.
Wow.
So 5.5 years ago. But I did go to, and I'll put the links to the episodes we're talking about in the show notes so you can go back and listen and look.
Don't listen to the first two, please.
Have a kick. See how far we've come. Record those at your kitchen table with microphones in hand.
Yeah, I still have that table, by the way.
Yes. But I checked the links on episode 3 about CES. We had two links. The best of CES article discussed, the worst of CES article discussed, and then we had a link, shop Amazon and help us get to CES next year. Well, that hasn't quite happened yet, and Amazon, as we know, shut down our affiliate account. But I was very surprised that the links are still up. The top 10 things at CES 2016 from Shelley Palmer, the Shelley Palmer. They had Les TV, Les Max. Oh, sorry. No, watch. I'm not talking to you. I said Shelley Palmer, not hey, you know who. So some smartphone company that I haven't heard of since.
No.
Flying autonomous aerial vehicles.
Yeah, where is that thing?
I don't know.
Come on, I need that in my life.
The Gieno spoon, which is the one for neuromuscular diseases that stabilizes your spoon. I think that one's still around.
Yeah, I think it is.
The Pico Brew, which I don't think that one was on our, what was it last week? The Dead Startup Toys? Or
no, it wasn't on there. I think Keurig has kind of taken that business.
Yes. Vivint doorbell camera. Doorbell cameras are everywhere now.
Yeah. Not Vivint, but everything else.
Yes. Temp track, infant or toddler's temperature, and then we just get into some other stuff that we have not seen.
Very
Oculus.
obscure stuff.
The Oculus was
yes.
number 10. So that
Yes.
was when Oculus, prior to being purchased by Facebook.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Oculus has been around a lot longer than Facebook, but Facebook, I will say, gave them the much needed cash injection to really make their technology take off. So I will reluctantly say it's been a good partnership for them. I'm not so sure for Oculus, but for Facebook, of course.
Of course. And then the worst of CES from GeekWire, the Digit Soul smart shoes. Those really haven't gone too many places. The Colibri smart toothbrush, I haven't heard of that one again, but we have talked about other smart toothbrushes. That's a untapped market that people are trying to break into every year. The GrillBot, automatic grill cleaning robot, I think that's still a thing. The Umbrella connected umbrella.
What does that do for you?
That maybe tells you if it's raining.
It's got lights or something on it.
Yeah, an $85 connected umbrella that forecasts when it might rain and alerts you if you leave it behind at a restaurant, cafe, or office.
We have AirTags and Tile now. We don't really need that feature.
Well, and you only need to know, and I clicked on the link to their website, and it says Google 404. That's an error. Not existing anymore. But you only need to worry about a lost umbrella if it's an $85 one. If you buy a dollar store one, you can lose a few of them.
Yeah. You might be contributing to the global trash crisis, but you're not going to be worried about leaving it behind.
And I haven't heard too much about the last one in this article, the Bluetooth connected pregnancy test. Because you just can't read the stick. Yeah. You need to have it send a signal to your phone.
Wouldn't that be such a kick in the pants if they completely covered up the strip area so you had to pair it to get the result?
Download the app, sign up for their service.
Frustrated. That'd be terrible.
Yes. So there was a reason that was on the best or the worst of.
Yeah, and it said retail price $15 to $22 for one. You know what? Maybe it's reusable. Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm not even going to honor it with my reading.
Yes, that would not be worth it. But then episode 4, Don't Steal My Twitter, is when we got more into our traditional, where we talked about some stories. We did have our high 5 Apple iOS App Store top 5 free apps, where we would do our high 5 and our low 5s.
I remember that. Holy cow.
We completely forgot about those. But we did talk about the GrillBot again. Apparently talking about it on the CES episode wasn't enough. And
you were excited for that thing.
Yes, the name of the episode came from a story about an app called Stolen. And interestingly enough, this is very much like NFTs. This was an app where you could steal somebody's Twitter profile by paying for it, but then somebody else could pay more for it. It was quickly shut down. That's where the title of that episode came from, and I had completely forgotten about that. And the way we had it linked on our show notes, talk about phone size with rumors of new 4-inch iPhone.
What? Such big phones. Who could ever carry a 4-inch phone in their pocket?
Yes. So 2016, we were talking about going from the 3.5-inch to the 4-inch screen, which now our 12 Pro Maxes are a 6.7-inch screen or something?
Yeah, they are very close to 7 inches at this point.
You could fit 2 of those old screens in this one, which reminds me, I might have an old device for you that was found in a drawer in a client.
Well, that 4-inch phone, wasn't that the new iPhone 5 because it was taller?
Yes. Yeah, when they went tall there.
Yeah, the tall, skinny. Everybody thought, oh, it's so skinny. But you've piqued my interest with this device that somebody found in a drawer.
Yes. Well, it was funny. They pulled it out and they go, I don't even know what this is. And I go, ooh, that's an old phone. And I went and grabbed a lightning cable and just stuck it in the bottom. And I'm like, oh, nope, that's a 30-pin connector. I'm like, that's kind of wobbly in there. So you might have a new one for your collection.
Well, cool. My friend Elise is supposed to be giving me an iPhone 4 because I traded her an iPhone 5 for it because I have several of those. And I don't yet have that in my collection. So hopefully it's an iPhone 4. That would be fantastic.
It might be. It might be. Keep your fingers crossed for that one. I was looking to see. Apparently, we had the wrong link on that episode because when I click on the story about the 4-inch iPhone, it just takes me to the stolen app. So
I think you just typed in a note. I don't know that there was an actual article there.
Yes.
But the next one gives me joy when I see it. That link is incorrect as well.
Nice.
But the Red Robin and table tablets.
Yes.
They still have those, but they were a new thing back then where you pay for your dinner at the table with those tablets, and you can of course pay $5 to play a game that you already have on your phone or something. I don't know. But you and I frequent Red Robin all the time, and we have used those table tablets 1,000 times, and they're still going strong.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the first times when we had got together and we're talking not nerd stuff, and we used those tablets. So back in that day, I don't know how long that episode was. Let me see if I tried to play it on the website. See, it plays right there.
Yeah.
It was an hour long, and we only had 5 things to talk about.
No wonder it took a while for our show to become popular.
Yes.
It was an hour of talking about the same thing over and over again.
So, that was episode 4. So then we'll jump 96 episodes to iPhone 100, or episode 100, which I believe is one of our top downloaded episodes. And we firmly believe it's because the name of it was iPhone XXX.
Yes, the Triple X moniker got the ire of some people, and they wanted to check it out. But sadly for them, it was the iPhone 10 that we were talking about, I believe, and not anything pornographic or anything of that nature. So, I think people checked it out to maybe see what they're missing out on, and they were sorely disappointed.
Yes, so that was right when the iPhone 10 was first coming out. That's interesting. The first episodes was right when they were going to jump to the iPhone 5, and then we went to the iPhone 10, which was a big change in the iPhone world. And we had several stories on that. The pre-orders were off the charts, and Apple's quarterly results, we'll still mention those. We did, and the link also looks to be broken. I'll have to track that one down, because if you'll remember episode 100, we did a joint episode.
Yeah, a conflab.
Yes, and I believe, we put it into this episode. So if you go to the link for episode 100, the second half of the episode is our joint episode with Mark and Toddcast, as they were at episode 100, and I think they're probably about episode 150 right now as we hit 300. But they have other podcasts. They have their Portland at the Movies podcast, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. We had the pro tips. We had multiple pro tips on that one for the 100th episode. You had one, quick swipe on iOS keyboard for numbers. Todd had using the preview app on the Mac for photo editing.
Yeah, I use the preview app all the time for that.
Yes, and then Mark came in with a pro tip of Butler for Trello, which I have tried many times to use Trello for task management, and I have never gotten into it enough.
Yeah, it's a great app. I'm not familiar with Butler. It's just a little plug-in that makes it work differently. But yeah, Trello's a great project management tool, especially if you're working in teams. So it's still worth checking out.
And I buried the lead on episode 100, the very first item that we linked to. Let's see if the link still works. It should, because it's on our website. It was the Not Nerd bingo game that I came up with. And so many of these, but there's also a few that we haven't touched in a while. I'll go through them quickly.
This is hilarious.
Under B, you have Not News, which we do often. The bingo card is mentioned, which was a gimme for this episode. Nate says quickly, which I still do all the time. Listener voicemail.
Haven't got one of those in a while.
No, holistic cost.
Oh, geesh.
Yes, and then in the I column, mention of the Mark and Toddcast, which we still do here and there.
All the time.
Sidestep. High Five, which we have completely neglected since episode 100, I think.
What the heck? I'm having trouble remembering exactly how we introduced and talked about that, so we might have to dig that back out of the bin.
Yes. Star Trek or Star Wars reference.
Yeah, that's usually
Dave does an accent.
Of course I do.
Yes, and the not ad. That's another thing that we forgot about. We were going to do some not ads on our show that we used to do. Dave talks about a game. That's still a pretty common one.
Yeah.
The free spot in the middle, tech bubble. We still do that one occasionally.
Yep.
Dave's pro tip. We haven't missed that one in years.
Right.
G, picks of the week. Haven't missed that one in years. Nate forgets how to talk.
That one is relatively common.
Yes.
With my lightning editing skills, you don't hear many of those.
Yes, we could do full episodes on me forgetting how to talk. Nate says, in theory, which in theory, I say that quite a bit. Big picture. We use that one every once in a while. A new podcast is created. We used to be really good on that. We had so many new podcasts. I think I have a Apple note on it somewhere of all the new podcast names.
Those were some pretty good ones.
We'll have to revisit that at some point. And then into the O column, Dave mentions a musical.
It's been a while since I've mentioned a musical, but let's be fair, there haven't been many musicals come out on Broadway or in the movie theater.
True.
So
that's true.
Due to COVID and
it's
other
not
things.
necessarily your fault on that one.
Right.
Pro tips, ding. We're still
all the
doing,
time.
All the time. One backup is none backup. I try to use that one as much as possible. Nate talks about food. You'd have to go all the way back to episode 299 for my avocado 4-in-1 avocado slicer.
Yeah, just last week.
Yes, and then the very last one, Dave dislikes Facebook, which
I think that was last week too.
So
at least I'm consistent,
Yes, we could have just done a whole episode just on the Not Nerd Bingo card. That's fun to go back and look at. It's still very relevant. There could be some things updated, but yes.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, some good links on that one.
Yes. Microsoft Dumps Connect was a story that we talked about. That was their camera thing that was built in with the Xbox.
Yep, you could do Kinect games, kind of like the Wii, but you don't have to hold controllers. You can just move stuff around with your hands.
Yes, and this article, we'll see how dated this is, from Time Magazine, the 15 most influential websites of all time from 2017. And let's see, Match.com, is that still a thing?
I'm not sure.
Reddit, I would say that is.
I'm on there every day.
Pandora, which it still is. I know people that use Pandora. I would say Spotify and Apple Music have kind of pushed it a little more to the side, but
I have a friend who subscribes to Pandora service.
Yes. WikiLeaks, which
still around.
Yeah, the Pirate Bay for torrent downloading, which is still around.
Allegedly. People talk about it. I don't know. I think
I heard
it's still
from
there.
a friend on the internet. Info.cern.ch.
What is this?
The CERN Research Center in Switzerland. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, isn't this is the superhydron.
Oh yes.
Let me see it correctly. Superhadron Collider. Jeez,
yes.
I still can't say it right, but oh well. You get the idea.
Yeah, so it's an old school one. eBay, still kicking. Drudge Report. Now, Drudge Report has changed over the years, but I think a lot of people still go there to get news. Yahoo, which... Did they officially... I can't keep up with the Yahoo news. I just can't. I know they shut down and start things up all the time, but Yahoo.com is quickly fallen down that list. As I would say, also has Craigslist. I think that it got pretty spammy there, and with Facebook Marketplace, I don't think that Craigslist would necessarily be on this list today. Although, as far as influential websites of all time... Yes, it was a pretty important one for online peer-to-peer selling.
I still go there sometimes, but Facebook Marketplace. What are some of the other ones?
Yeah, there's a couple other
OfferUp.
apps. Oh, OfferUp. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
that's
some
the
other
one I
ones
was
like
thinking
that.
of.
There's Nextdoor now where you can do stuff. Yeah.
Number 5, YouTube. Is that still a thing?
I'm not sure.
Yes.
Actually, it's where I get probably 80% of all my video content from, honestly.
Yes. Number 4, Facebook.
There it is.
3, Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's referenced all the time.
Number 2, Amazon.
Our nemesis at this point, but yes, I go there all the time as well.
And Google. Google's still kicking. So that's that episode was, where'd my link go? My links.
You know what kills me is when people go into their web browser and they type in their menu bar, their search bar, they type google.com and it takes them to google.com where there's a search bar.
Yes.
And they could have just typed what they wanted in the search bar. That always kills me. Like the number one search term is google.com.
Yes, I do have a client where I have taken on the persona of Nick Burns, your company's computer guy from SNL, and I'll just say move and sit down because he is one of those and doesn't look for the autofill for websites he goes to all the time. So that was November 9th, 2017. So that was almost 4 years ago that we're at episode 100. It's hard to believe how quickly it's gone. If you would have asked me before I looked at this, hey, when did you do that episode with Mark and Todd? I would have said, I don't know, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But time is of an essence these days. Well, let us jump up to episode 200. And I'm getting an error when I try to click that link. I have broken the internet.
Hold on. I have done something magical for you, Nate. I have typed in the URL, even though it contains the name of the pick.
Yes.
Or of the episode, so it's really long.
Go.
But
I will give you a pro tip. If you are looking for a certain one of our episodes, if you just go notnerd.com/episode- and then put in the number, it will auto find it from just the episode number.
I didn't have to type picks upon picks upon picks.
No, you did not.
I learned something today.
Yes.
Episode 200, picks upon picks upon picks. What did we pick for this episode?
Oh, man. Well, we covered all kinds of stuff on this one. It was a rather lengthy episode, and this is, we did have our time codes on there, and I see the last time code that we put on was 64 minutes and 50 seconds.
Ooh.
So episode 100 was probably our longest because we put that whole co-episode in there.
Right.
But, you know, you got to make those ones a little longer, the big ones. So
sure.
Our follow-up, this one definitely looks more like our current setup, but Spotify can now work with Siri.
Yeah.
That was a thing. So this was October 9th, 2019. So nearly 2 years ago, which makes sense. 100 episodes ago, 52 weeks in a year, 104 episodes would be.
Wait, hold on a second. Were you on the Math Wizards team? Water polo and Math Wizard. What did you do? You lettered in math?
I was a 4-year letter in swimming and the captain and MVP my senior year, but more importantly, my junior year, I lettered in math.
Oh, that's right. You lettered in math. There is no larger nerd cred than lettering in math. So congratulations.
Yes. It is on the back of my Letterman's jacket, which I might dig out for show art this time.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So Spotify can work with Siri. That's still a thing. Microsoft announces many new Surface products, which they have done each
repeatedly,
year.
Yeah.
Yes. And GoPro announces new Hero models, which they have done repeatedly.
Yeah. We could just do this show again.
Yes.
And it'd be relevant.
Keep the same links in there. Security and privacy. Over 500 schools hit by ransomware in 2019, which ransomware is still a thing. And hacker steals over 218 million Words with Friends user data.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yes.
I think I stopped using Words with Friends because I was mad about it. And then I see other people playing it. I'm like, why did I ever stop playing that game? That's probably why.
Yes, I have moved over to Scrabble Go, which I have one of my wife's friends that is the only person I play on there, and she is stinking good.
Does it have
Scrabble.
Asynchronous play so that...
You can do live play if you want. But
it's normally offline, right? So you can do it when you want. Well,
yes,
I'll play with you.
Okay. I will add another friend on there. Yeah, and then we had some gifts that one. That's when we did the phone neck mount, the Aduro Lounger.
I still have that thing. It's right over there. I use it occasionally.
I used it earlier this year after I had my wrist surgery, and I needed to do better one-handed phone use.
Yes.
And also the NFC tags, those little stickers that I bought a roll of, and I still have most of the roll around. I do have a couple that I use where you could program something, and when you tap the tag, it would do whatever that is, which now with shortcuts, that's kind of negated the need for those.
It is kind of redundant. I found the two you gave me. I had one set for turn my lights on if I waved my phone over it, and one to turn my lights off. But like you said, it's shortcuts is kind of taking it out. But I need to reactivate those. I've completely forgot how they work. So
yes. And then we had a bunch of listener picks. Todd had Affinity Designer, which is a great app. VidBox, video conversion for Mac. He does have a new YouTube channel. The one linked to in these show notes is outdated because Google has taken him down twice, but his new one is going crazy. He's got over like 5,000 subscribers now. So
he keeps getting stronger. They try to destroy him, and he just gets bigger and bigger.
Yes, and Wes had the Hemingway app and Grammarly, which are both great to help you with writing. I love Grammarly and Pixelmator, and I do believe he upgraded to Pixelmator Pro.
Ooh.
I don't know if he's using it yet.
Well, la-ti-da. I guess I can't hang out with him anymore.
Yeah, and Rachel had the Night Eyes stainless steel key rack.
Yeah, they're very cool. I've had a similar device in the past, and they work well. But, of course, I couldn't go anywhere without my... What is this thing called? My
KeySmart.
My KeySmart.
Yes.
The name has worn off. I've used it for so long.
Yeah, you've been going strong with that.
Yeah, my KeySmart with a built-in tile. So take that, Rachel.
Yeah, which is actually your link a little further down the show notes. Elliot had scheduled Do Not Disturb on iOS, which is if you do not have Do Not Disturb scheduled on your phone, especially for when you're sleeping, I don't know what's wrong with you. And AirPods. Mike Peterson with the Logitech MX Anywhere 2S wireless mouse, which I'm going to usurp his, and I don't know if it's on my links. I don't think I had that one. The TechNet Bluetooth mouse, that's a previous pick of mine. They're like $12. I just bought 2 more of them because I'm afraid they'll ever get discontinued. I'm now that guy that has, I think I own 5
iMacs in your garage.
I have 5 of these mice now because they were like $1 off, and I said, I'm buying 2 more because this is what I want to use for the rest of my life.
Oh, these are great. These are very reminiscent of the like Logitech styled ones.
Yeah, yes. Landon with the Moose protective case for iPhone 11 Pro, Limitless 3.0, and Bamboo. Chelsea with our Eufy Boost IQ RoboVac. I told you the vacuum cleaners. I think I got that one for her birthday.
Yeah,
and
you guys and your cleaning products for gifts.
I'm going to have some more that we might be talking about soon. And then Isla with the iPad. Maybe that's the one she did a video for. Did we do video for episode 2? No, that was 250, but she loves the iPad.
She did a review of the iPad, and I think she got to talk about one of her favorite shows or something as well.
Yes. So we continued our picks. We did, you did your top 5, and I did my top 5. So your first one was the KeySmart Pro, and then you had Minecraft and Wisecam, which we're all about Wise. They've got, I was trying to buy another Wisecam this morning, and Todoist and the Spigen thin fit iPhone case, which you just keep buying those.
I do. Every phone I get the Spigen phone case. This one I think maybe not called that because it has the MagSafe thing built in. But guess what I fired up yesterday and played on my Nintendo Switch and my computer? Minecraft.
Nice.
Still going.
Yeah, these picks that we had, mine are all a good one. SetApp Mac app subscription, which I wouldn't have a Mac without it. Stash and Acorns. Stash, I just tweeted out today they were having one of their stash parties. They gave away a couple pennies of stock a couple times a week.
I missed that one. Shoot.
Oh, sorry. I should have. We've been texting each other back and forth. Backblaze. One backup is none backup. That's true. LastPass, which I hadn't had as a pick before, but I preach about that. And Candy Crush Saga, I still play every day. And at that point, I was at level 5,000. Let's get a real-time update.
Very eager to see what level you were on now. And I'm going to do a guess. I'm going to do a Dave's Pro Guest of the Week. I bet you were on level 7,221.
Ooh, I don't think I'm that high. Sorry, I have to get my daily treat machine treat in there.
Oh, now everyone at home. Why don't you just be patient while Nate catches up on all of his little gems and ads and button flips?
I have not done that well. I am currently on 6,256.
I was going to guess that low, but the time that had gone by and you said you play every day, I thought it would be higher than that. But you know what? They get harder. So
yeah, I've not played as aggressively. I will honorable mention to Wes, and I know we talked about this when he was on the podcast. According to my app, he is currently on level 8,478.
What?
And he actually, I didn't mention it, he sent me a while back. He got like some special message from King about how he was in like the top 5% of Candy Crush players or something like that.
All right. Well, if listeners are patient enough, they can listen here to see what level I am on. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Okay. Can you guess what level I am on? And remember, I started, I think, on that episode, I said, I'm going to get this back out. And I think I started from 0, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just spoil it for you. I'm on level 98.
Why? There you go.
That shows you how dedicated I am to this app.
Yes, and then we had some, let's make sure the bottom 3 that we each picked haven't crept back up in our thing. Yours, the Fire TV Cube.
I gave that to a friend, and I think he still uses it.
Transformers Bumblebee iOS game.
I've not even touched it again, but I'd be surprised if it's even in the App Store.
Yes, and Movie Pass.
Oh boy, moved full over to Regal Unlimited, baby, and never have looked back. Movie Pass is not even a thing anymore.
Oh yes, and my bottom 3, the motion-activated toilet nightlight, which was great while it worked, but it did not work for very long. CISO, which was a comedy streaming service that died off quickly, and then my third-party MagSafe charger for MacBook Pro that tried to burn my house down, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they probably have not improved on that product. So yeah, I think those are good bottom lists. Stay away from those things that we've mentioned.
Yes, yeah. So that was episode 200. I swear that seems like 6 months ago when we were talking about all that stuff. But
yeah, time flies.
It does. It does. But that is a little retrospective. There wasn't a lot of tech news this week, and it has been fun. It has been fun to do 300 episodes. We've done a lot of fun things, and then we have things like I'm seeing on here. I think this is when we debuted the Not Nerd Pick Store, which was our way to get all our Amazon affiliate links out there.
I'm glad I didn't spend the hours required to go fix all that stuff.
Yes,
I let the fans down, but now it's kind of too late anyway. So
yeah, so that I'm still working. I think there might be a workaround based on that last message, where if maybe I just have a new domain name. Don't tie it to my account or anything, where we can put the picks. Maybe I'll see if picks.com is available.
Surely there's something
and then we could just link out to that. But yeah, it is a bummer about that, but you can still find links to everything, and the links should still work. And there are some things that are non-Amazon that I should highlight on the shop page that we can still get some affiliate fees for or whatever. But yes, that was a tough way to move towards episode 300. We've had stuff in the plans for a long time that maybe someday we'll get to. And I will say, if you've made it this far in the episode, we do have a Not Nerd TikTok account.
Oh.
There is nothing there yet, but the username is Not Nerd Pod, and the name is Not Nerd. And my goal is, by the time you hear this, that there will be something on our TikTok, because TikTok's a thing. And I have been thinking about giving it a try, and talking with Wes, the company he works for. He's actually had amazing success on TikTok. They have like nearly 2.5 million views or something he's gotten on there.
They're all bots. What are you saying?
Yes. He's buying them, but hey, it's a big number. But no, I think TikTok's fun, and Dave and I have talked many a time about we need to do more videos and do more stuff on social media, but it's like we have day jobs and we have families and we have all that good stuff. But we are very thankful that you guys keep listening, keep sending your questions, keep asking about technology, because we've done 300 episodes when we still haven't run out of stuff to talk about.
No, we never will.
Never will. There's always more tech to learn and talk about. But so Dave, any parting smartness or wisdom to share with our dear listeners on this episode 300?
I don't think so. We are always available to answer your questions, and we love it when you participate. So please, if you have picks of the week or things you'd like to share or questions, call into our number, which is
608-618-NERD, which is 6373. And you can call or text. It's a Google Voice number. And you can leave stuff there or send videos. Like Wes made a video about the Octus Squad. What's the tentacle?
The tentacle, yeah.
Yeah, he did a great review video. And you might not be up to Wes's video skills, but just throw something together. Maybe we'll put you on our TikTok.
So here's the thing. Many of you at home are probably going, I could do a podcast, or I could do something on YouTube, but then you get like reluctant. It's like, it's kind of hard. Well, you can do it vicariously through us. So give us some content. We'll throw it up on our stuff, and you could show it to all your friends and family and be internet famous for the day.
Yeah. Or if you want to be a guest on the podcast, let us know. It's been a while since we've had a guest. We are down for it all. We just want to have fun and talk about technology. And
we want to include you as much as we can. So feel free. And don't forget, even though I'm reluctant to remind you, our Facebook group you can also be a part of.
Yes, Facebook group, Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, now TikTok, YouTube,
it's all there, baby.
All of those things. Subscribe and like. So with that, we will wrap up episode 300. 300 times we have helped you get out there and tech better.
I was trying to tell if your mic was under your mustache or over your mustache.
Oh,
over.
tucked behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mustache's a little droopy these days.